How's it going, guys? We're just starting the Champs draft. This is literally the first pack generating momentarily. You might hear some people in the background. Tried to keep them kind of quiet. They can't hear me talking, of course, so I can talk with you guys about what to be picking. It's Ruby Sapphire Cube, so Gen 3 stuff. Lots of treats to be had. So yeah, a lot of decision making to be had as well. A couple cards didn't load in, but they're all basics, so that's not a huge problem. I'm looking at Steam's advice, thinking that's a pretty strong card to kick things off here. No back-breaking cards, really. I know Raichu's pretty reasonable. Takes 30 less from EX Pokemon, which is pretty strong. It can do 50 to things with Poker Powers. It's pretty efficient, actually. Also has free retreats. That'd be the only thing that I'd be thinking of here. The Raichu EX. There's just one of this Raichu in the cube. I think it's actually a pretty strong card. It disrupts Delcatty Magneton engines, disrupts Porygon engines. So I think we're probably... Let's see what EX's attack in this cube. Flygon being a big one. I'm probably not slamming Flygon into Raichu anyway because they resist me. I think I'll just go safe advice here. Maybe safe Transceiver. I rate Transceiver really high as well. I'll go safe Transceiver. Stevens is also very strong here, but I really just want to get into the game. You know me. Transceivers translate into Mentors turn 1, and that's just obviously huge. So we'll rate it pretty highly here. Definitely had to debate about the Raichu though. Definitely a strong card, and there's only one copy of it. But I want to see more of the draft before we get locked into anything. Pack should be passing momentarily. There's a lot to keep track of in this cube. A lot of viable attacking lines. It's not a huge problem that these images didn't show up because I can still hover over them, and they were just some basics.
Yeah, that card rolling is so weird.
It's gonna be a little odd, but it's creating its own category.
Like if your opponent has a Vileplume in play, you can just catch your Garbodor and
Wow. Okay.
it doesn't affect RSPK, I don't think.
So Metagross is really strong, and they're both here, so I could go Metagross, Wheel, Metagross.
Well, but I would think that if you're actively playing RSPK, you're using RSPK, your rules, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
I'm not about like RSPK era item lock. Like it won't affect Delta V.
Or I just abandon. Take probably Adventurer. I have a good chance an Adventurer comes back though, but I do think a lot of people will ignore the Metagross because I guess people could just take one and be fine with just having one. But then they know that they're competing against someone else for the lightning acceleration and stuff, or the metal acceleration. This is a really strong card though.
It's neat. It's just in my head. I'm just like, I'm like trying to think, what is their end goal with that?
We're just gonna take a VS Seeker here.
You want to punish item cards more, but not punishing cool cards?
Is that it, eh?
I think functionally it makes tool harder to search, but maybe maybe it frees them up to print stronger tools.
The double Metagross is so weird. I wouldn't mind the double Metagross if it wasn't with the double Metang. That's the real problem, right? It really limits your option.
Yeah.
In general, I think the hit to the searchability will probably be less significant than the buff to not getting hated on by everybody. I mean, it'll depend on a lot on what you head against, but
Right.
tool searchability is next to nothing.
They get insulted when nobody plays Toolbox, and like, how do we make this better?
So
I
this
think
better.
I think kind of like item cards are kind of like overpowered. They want nerf them, but maybe I think that's hopeful.
So essentially, they're just trying to. This allows them more design space. Like this allows them more freedom to change tool fresh.
It's gonna resplit up Pokemon power to body.
Some strong stuff. More VS Seekers. How many VS Seeker in the cube? There's 4 in the cube, and I could have 2 of them very early.
Concerned about the content of this pack.
How high value is VS Seeker? It's mostly that it's like it can be more admins, but it could also be like a Brinies later on or something. It's just a very flexible, strong card. I think we're just going VS Seeker again, honestly. I don't really see a reason to not. It's too early to lock into something like Rayquaza. Celios would be a decent shout here as well. Rare Candy is obviously buffed. I think it's too early for any boost energy Flygon attempts. I think we just keep things very safe so far. That was a quick round of packs for people as well. Okay. Right, a lot of Nidoran stuff, which actually sucks because I really like Nidoqueen in the cube. I think it's so strong. And I don't like seeing them all bunched up together. I want to be able to draft it. But we're going to have to ignore and take Pokemon Retriever here. It's just Rescue Stretcher. It's very strong. There are plenty of basics in the draft, so I don't have to worry too much about the basics all being bunched up. But it means I have a ton of license to just wait on them. I'll be very interested to see what the Metagross pieces have done. Everything else has been pretty easy choices so far. An argument for Adventurer and Warp Point there. Warp Point, very strong card in the cube because it's another way to get around Cess Crystal. You push the Cess to the bench. But I think Pokemon Retriever is just too strong to not take here. Definitely not a singleton cube. There's multiple you'll see copies of stuff coming up over and over again. You'll have already noticed that, of course, but there's like 6 to 8 copies of really important items and whatnot. So Pokemon heavy pack. There is a POW, which is obviously the gust of the cube. Crystal Beach, very annoying card to deal with. A couple Holland's Cast Form. There are a lot of Holland Mons in the draft, so I don't have to go crazy for this, but it is a super strong effect at the same time. So I think I don't mind going cast form early. Just continues to keep me as open as possible. Maybe a small argument to go Dragonair. Don't think that's right though. Probably just POW. We've gone all items so far. How many POWs are in the cube? Let's have a look. 10 POWs. Okay. Extremely strong card. Can't sleep on it. And again, this draft more than most, I really don't mind what Pokemon I'm playing. Like, I really don't mind.
Wait. No. Didn't Dobby cut Twister? Oh, you said he cut Twister. Yeah. Yeah, he cut Twister from the cube.
Oh,
Yeah, why is it in my pack? It's not in the cube.
good. Yeah, it's bad.
No.
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 Boy. I am seeing 3 Dragonair Delta on the queue list in the actual draft.
Those are the
Which was
not on the cube. Hold on. And he did mention he cut it.
so there's not a drafter bug. We're just gonna play it like it is in the draft right now. But I am making Dobby aware.
Nets is interesting. It's obviously far worse than Mentors.
Consider restarting. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
I think I'm considering Beldum because it's just a strong ability. There's still a chance that I get one of those Delta Metagross back. I'll play towards it. It's a strong enough effect to try and wheel towards. Chimecho is also a pretty strong card here, honestly. Might be the best card in the pack. I'm expecting I'll probably get like Pikachu back from this pack. Maybe Golbat.
Yeah, this structure's like has a bunch of evolving basics that are switched compared to the one at Tukoga.
Yeah, it looks like the update from 7 days ago where we swapped around like the Zubat and the Torchic and the Houndour, that didn't take place. But it doesn't have Quick Search Pidgeot, and it's more recent than the one before. It's just that one didn't happen, I guess.
I think it was just an update. No big deal. We'll just play as it is. I
suppose it's not technically hit. But... Oh, Roselia, right?
No, you use Roselia for
Yeah, Roselia is actually attack.
Kind of cool card, the Victory Ring. Help deal with prize cards. Pretty important if we're, well, for a ton of reasons, playing thin lines. Seen a couple Pupitars early. Looks like I have to shut the door on Dark T-Tar because that's one of the thinner evolution lines. Wow. And there's the Roselia. Okay. Copycats are obviously strong. Swoop Teleporter can be really huge. I've passed up on a Dunsparce. What other big setup mons am I going for? Like Wishing Star Jirachis, maybe? I think I'm taking a Copycat. Honestly, I really like the Roselia as well, bringing stuff up. Poisoning turns off their abilities a lot of the time. So there's a lot you can do with it, but we'll take a safe Copycats. Alright, back to our original pack. All three of our basics still here. Don't really care about any of them. How much do I like this Hariyama? We need 20 more and take 20 less if we're behind on prizes. It's really not a bad card. The Dark Pupitar is interesting. I'm already saying no to one Pupitar and probably a Larvitar. So am I ever playing a 1/1/1 Dark T-Tar? Probably not. Slugma for Smoothover sounds like a play. We're probably taking a Slug here. Mareep is also a thin evolution line. Not too worried about that guy. Clamper, I really don't care about Gorobis too much. Someone else is probably going to get back-to-back Pupitar and make a deck out of it. Try to. This is the kind of part of the pack where I start figuring out what lines I'm actually going to start keeping an eye on. What's coming around? Okay, so both Metagross went. Baltoy is open for Magma. Magma really not a bad deck. Magma's Groudon on 100 hit points is basically on par with stage 2s. It's an efficient attacker. So I don't hate taking Baltoy. Yeah, I think I just take Baltoy. Keep that Magma Dream open. You know me, I'm happy to play big basics. Two Boost Energies and Makuhita. There's another Makuhita possibly coming around as well. Hariyama is really good. Hariyama EX. Can lock stadiums in. 40 for 2 is really dangerous as well. Hariyama definitely a dangerous attack. If I'm not taking boost, it means I'm a lot less likely to be taking Flygon. I don't know if there's many other things that work well with boost. Let's try and have a look. I guess Nidoqueen Delta is good with boost. Alright, so both Nidoran went. They are good Nidorans. I think I just take Makuhita again, honestly. I'm pretty well set if I want to play Hariyama EX just immediately now, which is nice. Not doing too well on a Nido Queen front. Nido Queen is very overstated in this cube. I've drafted it before and it's been really strong. Alright, not bad. I'll take a Trapinch. There's definitely some strong Flygon stuff. Are we getting that Pikachu back? So I have absolutely nothing in terms of a deck so far, but I have double VS Seeker, Transceiver, Pokemon Recovery, POW, Victory Ring. All three Holland Adventurers went past me. Yeah, it was the Pikachu. But that's fine. We still have more opportunities for him. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's the thing, sir.
Alright.
I just realized that. No, I just think.
Still 71 cards to go, so I can still be relatively speculative without having too much punishment, but played pretty safe that round of packs just to see what people care about. Plus I had no Pokemon that I was like, oh, I have to take this. This is my direction now. The double Metagross pack was probably the closest thing to that. I'm surprised whoever didn't open that pack didn't try to go Metagross, wheel Metagross, or at least wheel a guaranteed Metang. I guess they just didn't care about Delta Metagross enough. Alright, so there's a Delta Pidgeot. Really strong card. Probably want to take the Delta Pidgeot, honestly. I don't really have any direction for Delta, though, right now. You know me, if I'm making a stage 2, I don't want it to be disruption. I want it to be draw or like acceleration. So maybe I'm taking a safer like warp point or master ball here. Doesn't feel great. Definitely doesn't feel great. Curse Stone also definitely an option. Tricky one. Definitely a tricky one. I'm thinking Warp Point is my pick. Not an easy choice there. The Ball Search is much of a muchness. The stadiums are both really strong there. But again, I don't know what I'm in for, so I don't really know where my direction goes. I might really regret that Pidgeot, because it's definitely a strong pack to open up. You have to commit a stage 2 and an attachment for it to come online, but it shuts off a lot of engines and decks. Whereas Cess Crystal is just much easier. Cess looking good here. Raichu looking good. Definitely like Raichu as a spread option. The Ryegg approach. How well does Raichu work with Hariyama? I mean, it's not bad, because my basic doesn't have powers or bodies. And I can just free retreat into Hariyama once I've sort of peppered things up. I could try like a Ryegg Hariyama thing. Another Cursed Stone as well. Sheesh. I'm going to take a Cess. But the Raichu is interesting. I kind of just want to wait and see on it. Second Raichu. I think I've got to take one of these just to be safe. I'm still very low on supporters though. How greedy am I getting with these Raichus? Alright, fine. Let's take... let's take a TV, I think. Nah, TV Reporter sucks. Let's take Celio. Cess Crystal, by the way, obviously insane card. As long as Cess is attached to your active, each player's Pokemon can't use powers or bodies. Ugh. Very scary. Works exceptionally well with Groudon as well, because I turn off Power Saver, which is a bad Pokebody to have. So it's obviously insane. Well, there's Hariyama, so I guess I'd take him. Possible to wheel Baltoy. Possible to try and wheel Skitty as well. Skitty won't wheel, let's be honest. I mean, maybe it will. The pack might be good enough for a Skitty wheel here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Baltoy almost always wheels. Probably Baltoy Scramble wheels. Maybe Silly Rayquaza, Silly Snake wheels. Maybe. Hariyama's definitely a strong EX, though. Your opponent can't play stadiums, which is huge. A lot of this format is that stadium war. And if I'm stopping Cursed Stone, Desert Ruins, these sorts of cards from coming into play, it's freaking massive. If I could find my own Battle Frontier, I know I've let one wheel, but it could be huge. I've let Crystal Beach go as well, but if I get one, again, huge. Or just the fact that I don't need to play stadiums in my deck and can just have like Windstorm is big. Nothing too crazy here. I think we just take the farmer and move on. We've got our Pokemon recovery sorted now. Pretty happy with that. An aggressive Hariyama option, definitely part of the deck. So there are both Baltoys in this round of packs as well, so I can really see if anyone cares about Magma this round of packs. Because you almost always need to have Claydol if you want to play Magma. Knockoff is just really annoying high tempo. Alright. Not exactly going to plan so far, necessarily, but we have so many picks left that I can't be too unhappy about what we have so far, either. Okay, there's a Nummel opportunity. Mewtwo is obviously insanely strong as well. Mewtwo's probably just good enough that I have to take here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What am I getting back? Probably just the Beldum. Opportunity for Nummel, though. I don't want to shut this door on Magma, because Magma is really good. And Magma goes with Hariyama relatively well, because I at least play Fighting Energy. So... But passing up on Mewtwo sounds wrong to me. Sounds really wrong. Let's take the Mewtwo. Switch is also a possibility there. Honestly. But Mewtwo, too good. Too versatile. Okay, I think it's a pretty good time to get a Porygon. There's only 3 and 2 Porygon 2s in the cube, so picking up a Pori is definitely a nice thing to tick off the list. No one's gone crazy for Voltorbs, which is a bit of a sign that no one's on Dragonite just yet. Too heavily anyway. Scott being open is interesting. Scott's a pretty good supporter. Gets you that stadium out. But I think it's a pretty clever Porygon here. It's definitely the least investment draw engine you can have. It's just a stage 1. Don't need anything like the Delcatty with Magneton. Don't need a stage 2 in like all the other engines. I think it's a pretty good Team Magma Ball here. Like I said, I want this opportunity, honestly. I think it's really strong. If I can get into the Magma archetype, it's very good for me. There are 4 Team Magma Groudons. But I think even if you just get like 2, it's pretty okay. The Mewtwo we picked up looks really well with Magma as well. So, I think I'll just go Great Ball for the basic search. I know Elm is solid, but grabbing an evolution. I mean, there's Magcargo. I mean, I will play a lot of evolutions, but I think What search do we have for them? Yeah, we'll take the Elm, sure. I mean, I have Celios. Celios are just much more versatile than these. Okay, but I should be getting Mentor in a lot of ways, a lot of transceivers to get me to my basics, so let's splice in an Elm. It could end up getting a Magcargo, a Porygon 2, Evolution Lines, that sort of thing. I don't really care too much about getting a third Makuhita, to be honest. I feel like if I get second Hariyama EX, just the 2-2 will be fine. Even a 2-1 Hariyama's playable. Super playable. Okay, so Raichu did actually come back. Second Slugma. No one is respecting the smooth over, which is really good for me. I mean, certainly no one's opened any yet. Certainly. Raichu. So I could get Raichu into Raichu if no one actually cares about them. The spread is so strong, so cheap. But it's not really an early tempo card because your opponent needs to be in the game. So I'm thinking second Slug or Switch. It's probably just Switch, right? Double Rainbow may not be too bad either. It doesn't work on Hariyama though. Yeah, the Raichu Dream was open. Looks like Combuskin is pretty open. Blaziken, I should say. Can I make some sort of Blaziken work with any of my stuff? I've already let some Growlithe stuff go. I think I just take the Oddish. I know we've missed a Gloom, but maybe there's still a chance I play Blossom. Probably a low chance. Alright, we'll take the Raichu. Just for the option. Just for the option. It's got to be the strongest card of these four. We can play Special Metal, don't forget, as well. Right, so the Baltoy is on the wheel. That is great. Honestly, scrambling TV this late is pretty much a crime as well. So it's kind of dumb that I'm not taking either of those cards, but yeah, Scramble don't work on EXs. That's what I'm leaning into. TV Report is fine, but it's way worse than an Adventurer, right? Or like a Scientist. It's worse than a lot of supporters. Definitely the lower end of the spectrum. Wow. Okay, so I already guarantee that no one cares about Magma, right? Because all three Baltoy have gone. I already have two, so I probably take a Magnet just to try and get a Magneton in case I have Delcatty, right? Yep. Seems good, seems good. Oh, it's normal. Okay, so Magma is wide open right now. which is really good for me. Really, really good for me. Because I want to play Magma. Means almost certainly no Camerupt or Claydol have been pulled yet. And not many Groudons, if any. Some people may speculate on Groudons, but... actually kind of huge. Actually kind of huge. Wow, okay. Some really good stuff. Some really good stuff. It's between admin and adventurer. Probably just admin. Even though I'm an aggro deck. Windstorm is super important for our deck as well. Because we will be playing a lot of powers and yeah, just powers and bodies with Groudon as well. Hoping with a few adventures already taken, I have a chance to wheel one, but it is starting to get greedy now. We've already passed, this is our 4th one we're passing. And there's 8 in the draft. I definitely want 1. I guess I could get away with just Scientist without Adventurer, but it feels bad. This was a pretty free Blaziken draft for us, but we've said no to it. Wow. Again, some insane stuff. I think we just take Magcargo. But wow, what an insane pack. So much consistency. Pretty sure I'm always playing Smooth Over. Desert Ruins would be a nice card to come round for us. If I'm leaning more towards this Magma line. Any of these supporters I'm happy coming back, honestly. Transceiver or Switch would be great too. We're going to have a great card coming back to us, that's for sure. Okay, definitely happy to see a pack I can just take a Windstorm from. It may look super weird taking a Windstorm over a Stevens here, but I haven't got any yet, and I know the drafters in this cube will be pretty high on them, so I think it's just got to be Windstorm here. It's a pack full of basics. A Skitty coming back would be a gift. Even Dunsparce could make the deck. I wouldn't like it, but it could make the deck. Some pretty good cards in these opening packs for us. Another Slugma that we don't really need. None of this stuff I particularly need. So Maxi could help me cheat one of the stage 1s, but I haven't got any stage 1s yet, so I'm just going to take Ruins. Fira is obviously a very good card here as well, but I don't necessarily need it for my deck. No doubt that Maxi is wheelable as well. Definitely an open Blaziken line still. Maybe it starts closing after this round of packs because there was some line toppers. Fearo's pretty open for how strong of a card it is as well. That's our first stadium, and I have Windstorm now, so I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about that position. I was really ignoring a lot of stadiums because I thought about Hariyama being currently where we're at with our deck, but I want to move into Magma if I can, because I know it's open, right? Unless someone's trying to build Magma with no Claydol. Alright, definitely a good Scientist pick here, I think. Pretty happy with that. It would be probably a Switch or a Skitty otherwise. It's possible that I end up fairly like engineless, which would be a little bit scary. You do feel naked sometimes if I just have Smooth Over. So maybe I'm being a little bit greedy and neglecting some of this Delcatty option. We'll see though. Both Magma Energy and next to each other. That kind of sucks. I think there's only 2 in the cube. Oh, there's 4. There's 4. There's 4. Provides 2 and then discards itself. So it's like a little bit of ramp, but nothing too crazy. I think I still take 1 over this Copycat option. Copycat could be really nice though if someone else has got the Delcatty Magneton engine and gets into the game. I am light on supporters. I'm only at 6. We do have a lot of cards to go though. All right, let's take a Magma Energy. Very good chance I get the other one back even. It's probably like alongside Torchic coming back to me. Surprised at how open Flygon EX is. It's a very good card. Maybe it's going to get picked up. Okay. Ooh, Crobat EX. That's an interesting card. Crobat EX. A lot of powerful stage 1s here. Well, I mean, the Arcanine and the Crobats are stage 2, but super powerful card. It has some synergy with Groudon's Pulverize. Would I ever get it into play? Probably not. So I'm thinking probably Scientist. Or Warp Point. Probably Warp Point. That would let me at 2 Warp Points and a Switch. Yeah, sounds pretty good. It's been a pretty disciplined draft so far. I wouldn't mind a Shuppet here either. Because I am scared of Bennett AX a little bit. So Castaway is really strong. Supporter tool and basic energy, and the tool can be Cess Crystal at times. How many Castaways are there? 6. Zangoose is definitely the optimal lead, though. And it's just not a bad card for the deck. It's weird, because Castaway almost acts like a Zangoose. In that it gets me a Cess Crystal, which then means I don't need to care about. Second Windstorm is absolute flames here. I'm so happy at Windstorm Wield. I'm pretty set for Windstorms now. Two Warp Point, a Switch, 2 Windstorm, a Cess. I basically just want to get my Magma pieces and Cess Crystals, but I know the Magma stuff is out there because it makes no sense that Beltways and Nummels would be last cards in packs otherwise. I'm starting to see Magma stuff come through. It's a little bit sketch that I don't have any Groudons yet, though, and he is the build around. Not even one. But it's fine. Plenty of packs. Plenty of packs. Plenty of picks. Otherwise, I'm playing a 2-1 Harry Armor line right now. Honestly, I just think it's second Ruins. We now have the supporter pack coming up. We'll get a free supporter donation to us, or we get a Holland Transceiver, possibly. No. We've just had the supporter pack. I see. We'll take a second Porygon. So no one was mad on Slugma, and now everyone's low on Porygon too? I don't know what's happened here. The fact that I have 2 of the Porygons means there's a chance that I don't have to open up Porygon 2 and one could wheel to me. You're telling me there's a chance. I will try and take that chance. Yeah, the Maxi is just more confirmation that Magma's open, right? Not that I have to play Maxi in the Magma deck, but it's a decent enough card that you would, I think. It's like, it's a Groudon recovery at the worst. At best, it's an early Claydol or Camerupt coming back. It's obviously worse on Camerupt because it damages itself each time it wants to do its thing, but... Sure, I'll take a boost. Probably never using this card, but we're at low end of packs. No surprises. What's on the return?
How many packs are there?
6. We're halfway done.
Halfway. Looking pretty good for halfway, I think.
How's everyone feeling?
A lot of the housekeeping is already done.
Same
Yeah,
a little bit.
confused. Yeah, I think people definitely speculated quite a bit. I think we're all speculating.
It's feeling rough on the consistency side too, but I've picked up like 5 good supporters in that pack, so now I feel okay.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Yeah, supporters are definitely something I need to pick up as well still. But there's a lot that I don't need now. Like, I've got enough switch outs, I think. I've got enough windstorms and stadiums. I basically just have to pick consistency cards, cess crystals, and magma stuff in 3 packs, which I think is very doable. Very doable. Sheesh. Alright, we definitely take a mentor. We really like mentor is such a strong card. I only have 1 transceiver so far, but it's still just insane. This is the whole reason you play transceivers, just to give yourself access to mentor. I'm happy to ignore basically everything in this pack apart from Zangoose coming back.
Wow.
Ditto's great as well.
My goodness.
Going my way? Thank God.
Yep, a pretty solid mentor pass. So far we've got 1 transceiver, 1 mentor, 1 scientist. I really want to bump those numbers up with transceivers at the very least. I'd happily play 2 mentors, I guess, if I had to. Pretty rough pack for any Dark T-Tar gamers. Well, speak of the devil, more mentors, more transceivers. Transceiver is higher value, but the fact that I could get transceiver and possibly another mentor is wild.
Have you ever been close to doing something and been like, that doesn't make any sense, so I'm not going to do that? And in hindsight, it would have been incredible.
Yeah, these are happening.
Yeah, that is.
No, never mind.
Extremely regularly in Power Edge.
Oh, I have Farmer as well. Yeah, transceiver's just nutty. It searches a Holland supporter from either deck or discard, so it can be a farmer VS Seeker or a scientist VS Seeker, whilst being tutor for Mentor, which is just insane. Mentor's the early search for the deck. Really happy with that. That's definitely one of the things we need to tick off our list.
What's the ruling on like lead match and like dual types?
Well, too
You get
bad
two
the
cards
dual
each
type deck
match.
can't.
Okay, yes.
All right, interesting pack.
Yep, that is a pass.
Not the
Both cards.
best, but Jirachi could be okay. I do have 2 Warp Point and a Switch. And it can just be a card that gets me in the game. So let's take a Jirachi.
Rough pack, Mike.
That's pretty good. It
I
will
do
do.
at 17th.
Yeah, we have 2 Windstorms.
Maybe it's just a skill short of it.
I think it's this. Yeah, my cards are really bad right now, isn't it? Shit.
I think it's the first draft where I really keep my deck in the scary.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. The scary deck.
Alright, first Groudon's here. We can breathe a sigh of relief. I'll take him, knowing that I want to actually take Castaway. Just so he can be in the basket, so that I actually have a playable deck. Very cool. It's a shame I can't take a Castaway here. I'd really like to, honestly. It's possible. It's possible to take Castaway instead. Honestly, if it wasn't Champ's Cube, I'd probably take the Castaway there and wheel the Groudon like it's nothing. But just getting as many Groudon as possible so I start Groudon and can just attach to Groudon is huge. So I want 4 Groudons to be my deck. Castaway is pretty nutty though. Especially if I get more than one Cess Crystal, it's absolutely nutty. Oh, Groudon against Castaway again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in the pack, and it's against Claydol. So I have to take the Claydol. This was a really rough pack. Claydol, Groudon, Castaway, Ruins all in the same pack. Even the Adventurer that I low-key have wanted for a while. Really rough pack for me. The Groudon might fail to wheel, honestly. Might just be hate drafted. Really rough. But hey, we got Claydol. And our suspicions were completely right that Magma is free and open. So I already have my Cargo. So I'm probably just taking
What was his tag?
this.
Yeah.
Why is there still an admin?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's Zangoose number 2. Zangoose are also really good
We can always go
leads,
back to version history, I suppose.
just because they get more magmas out.
That's yeah, I'm not complaining.
Someone's getting a late mag cargo. Can't believe it.
Yeah, the pack was special.
Alright, we do get an eventual adventurer. Try saying that 5 times fast. It's honestly not that insanely strong for us, but it's like good enough to be in the deck. When we play double transceiver, I just want to have the one.
You know, I'm so excited for Silver Borders. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Everyone's
I like that.
So Tommy,
Finally, the yellow border can be discarded. We're done.
Yeah.
No more
Why
Victoria.
they get brighter like every year? Dude, those things are like
Ugly.
I don't like light swords. Like dude.
Oh. The real
Now,
upside
Greg,
is having a silver border template for the custom card game.
That's true. Those suck. Leave me alone.
I have hated the card game for so long. Pokemon is only my game. We have silver border supremacy.
Oh, finally an easy castaway.
this is the worst pack I've ever seen.
Wait, no, JL, no. It okay. Listen, it comes to the wrong one. I shouldn't be. Maybe just I love silver border. That's good.
I've got one tool in my deck, and I'm celebrating a
No,
castaway.
I was saying what in response to this thing being in my pack at the
Oh,
game.
What is it?
Cool.
It's 2 more admin.
Oh, it's like painful.
All of the remaining admin in the queue.
Yeah, it's admin from left to right. Admin, torching. Admin,
No. What? No. Oh, okay. I was like,
admin. There's 7 cards. Sorry, I left an admin off.
It makes sense, don't you, man?
Right, so on the wish list, Porygon 2,
Pack's not that.
Cess Crystals, that Groudon to come back to me,
Yeah, I gotta pick sick admins.
and we need the
Really like
Camerups. But they'll come, they'll come. Also, a Brinies would be kind of huge. I think I care more about the Zangoose than the energy.
that looks too goofy.
Energy's really weird, right? Because it's like a burst of tempo, but it's yeah, maybe it's right just to have the burst of tempo.
or do I take a team risk?
Concern is gone. I'm all vibes now.
Damn it.
Oh,
It's probably worth it just for the tempo that I gain, knowing that I can camera up Clade all my way back through the mid game.
oh, so was mine.
So is mine.
My pool is open.
Yeah.
The problem is my
27 Pokemon will take the first.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
28.
at. I have 28 as well.
I have 28.
My pool is not redeeming enough for me.
I guess everybody is just like.
Oh,
I mean that's what the game called.
sorry. Did I say 28? I meant.
Oh, that's.
I'm not playing supporter, I'm playing supporter.
You just picked my 28.
I would like to play support. Can I pick that up?
This is what happens when you don't like play sport.
Pokemon.
If it's not admin, I'm not picking it. Just admin.
Not admin.
Removing resistance is kind of big.
I
Probably just POW. Take it away from someone.
That's not real.
That's real. That's moving. So. I'm just happy because if I ever see it,
I'm more scared of Cursed Stone, so I'll take it out of the pool. Crystal Beach would also be annoying because it stops my magma energy, but we can live with that. Also means if the magma deck doesn't come together for whatever reason, I don't think it ever doesn't come together at this point, but if for some reason it doesn't come together, this can work with Hariyama. The Groudon didn't come back. Hate to see it. Fine. Or was it in the next pack? I can't remember. Oh, he did come back. Love to see that. Alright. Well, I have the 2 Groudons. Will be the full 4 Groudons? Pretty cool to have an uncontested big basics deck. It's very much a Joe deck. We are aggro. We put our head down. We smack first. We keep smack. That's basically it. The bonus Torchic once again. It was my pack 3 pick 14 and now it's my pack 4 pick 14. The very same Torchic. Like I said, this was... We knew that Blaziken was super open, but we knew that Magma was also open and I would prefer to play Magma. I think if I get one more Cess, the ceiling is so high for my deck. Cess is just a joke. So we're looking for Briny, we're looking for Cess, we're looking for Porygon 2. We're looking for Camerupt still. Porygon 2 and Cess Crystal. No! It's too good! It's too good. Cess against P2? No, stop.
Well, I just sorted like what card
this pack was intentional.
We'll take Porygon 2, but be upset that we don't get to Cess Crystal. But know that we probably at least get Magma Conspirator back. If not, possibly a Warp Point. Not bad. Passing Cess is so sad. But backup is backup. You have a 2-1 Pori 2 line alongside Magcargo. So that's our engine right there. Magcargo P2, and then the rest of our board will be Magmamons. Happy days. Honestly, opening up backup is really good RNG for this cube. Really, really good RNG. Means our whole deck will be one prize as well, so I get to play Desert Ruins quite easily. That's assess. Alright, our deck is busted. Our deck is absolutely busted. Oh, I have to debate Cess and Camerupt, actually. Why does it have to be Camerupt and Groudon in the same pack again? Same with the Claydol. I need to take Camerupt. It's a shame. It's a real shame. But we'll take Camerupt. Passing on 2 Cess just feels so wrong. But we are a heavy power deck. It's just that option to Cess is huge. Because there definitely are those games where like I just power up Groudon and just put a Cess Crystal on him and it just wins because they can't set up because they're a stage 2 deck without powers. I'd have bitten your arm off to have seen 3 Cess Crystals though. Let's debate this one more time. I'm allowed to pass on this Groudon, right? Because I'm probably going to play 3 Groudons instead. I know that aggro Groudon just wins me a lot of games. Alright, well, I'll just make sure the deck's working. There's also 2 Feebas here, which is a shame, because it means I'm never speculating onto my low tick, but... Some rough packs. Alright, this is much nicer. So Magma Conspirator is not bad. It gets basics and basic energy.
That is so bad. I wasn't kidding. That is terrible.
Fluffy's not bad. I have Castaway, so Fluffy's good.
You know what? People are gonna do
Oh, I got another bad pack? Dude. Come on. I wasn't here for it. It's not
This
setting
pack
for
is
bad packs.
this pack is pretty trash.
Yeah. I gotta tell you.
Yes, all on the other end of the table. It's like that corner.
You'll see though. Dude, once you get through this pack, they'll be like, it's not even worth your time.
No, I don't gotta worry about that. It's on now, perhaps that's a data card.
Yeah.
Alright, so at least second Camerupt is easy here.
Like, it's so bad.
We still have a Numel that I need to take, but at least we have the Camerupt secured. Honestly, Swoop's not too bad for our deck either, because I could be like Zangoosing into Swoop. But we're just sticking to the plan, right? I've passed on an absurd amount of Steven's advice as well. Is it just wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's probably okay to take the Stevens. I am light on supporters, so let's not get too carried away. Three Porygons? 3? I don't mind playing 3 Porygons. The faster the P2, the better, right? At the very least, I'm hate drafting a Porygon 2 from someone, basically, by doing this, by someone being greedy. I could end up with a 3-2 Porygon 2 line as well, if it's in the last set of packs. Because people are literally forced to wheel it, or to pass it. Because it'll be the last pack, and they know that, or they should know that all the Porys are gone. Pretty insane. Pretty insane if I get to play 3-2 backup. I'll do it. You know I will. I'll at least play 2-2. So many late windstorms. What the heck?
What is this pack? Why does it exist?
I think I'm taking Swoop. Seems valuable.
RSPK could have like killer packs, and they can have like just some guard.
I'm probably getting boost energy back from this pack. I was super disciplined on windstorms, but it feels like other people aren't being quite as frugal with them.
I hope they rotate like in 2 months. I want to lose my mind. I played this format for 5 years. Oh, did they?
Yeah,
When they rotated? They rotated January 20th. No way.
What?
I need real sources.
Yeah, no.
I think we just take Celios to get into Porygon 2.
Gives you a bigger.
Weird. We just all we heard was early 2023. Isn't like January 20th like Crown Zenith or something?
Starting in January 20th in Japan.
Yeah, Japan. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet base dropped January 20th in Japan, so they are rotating on January 20th.
I hope we rotate. I think the Horror will suck most rotations when we get the base set, but it's kind of fun from them. Rather than the 4th
Oh.
month of rotation.
Battle styles to Crown Zenith. Be kind of wild.
Well, we get our normal.
I don't get it.
Num num.
Well, that would have been. Is okay.
Yeah, you play the new games?
Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, I have.
Dude, the music is so good.
Yeah, excellent music. Honestly, underneath all the technical problems, it's the best game they've released so far.
Yeah.
Conspirator seems okay.
I was just like, I also love worship music, like football and things as well. And now I literally like my playlist, my song I listen to, has slowly and moving towards just like you know what? I'm putting it. It's just because it's just too much stuff, especially the
It's fair.
the underground thing. I don't know what to call that.
already have 2 warp points.
I don't think I got shit.
Nice. Triple Groudon. This has been such a stress-free draft. I mean, everything's been late, but we knew it was open. So when you race around to see that something you want to play is open, it's really nice. We've had a couple of like, ooh, I wish I could take this. But nothing too bad. I'm basically complete magma. With double Conspirator now as well, I guess. Sure. In the last pack, there's probably a Camerupt for us, there's probably a Claydol for us, there's probably a Groudon for us. There could even be a second Porygon 2, which would be hilarious if we got the full Porygon 2 line from this cube. I think I'm really just lacking a Briny. If I get a Briny, because I have 2 Versus Seeker, I think we're just in business. Oh, there's Camerupt. There's only 4 Brinies in the cube. Have I passed on any of them? I don't think I have. They've been very snap-picked. Which is fair, because they're busted. But I think that's the only thing I'm really lacking. Without it, I'm kind of just like beat down aggro. I'm kind of giving up on the idea that I get any more Cess Crystals, but if I do, it would be great. Yeah, this has come together pretty well. Even the look at this. They call me a genius. They called me a madman. I mean, it's honestly not that good, but it might make the deck. It's a guaranteed Magma Poke. 50% of the time it can be an evolution if I want it to be. But it's like guaranteed a basic. Alright, let's try and find that Briny. Let's try and find that Claydol.
Time to see how badly we get punished.
Briny's honestly the top thing of our priorities list, I think. Let's see it.
These are cards.
The last pack to rule them all. Honestly, not super impressed. Absol kind of sneaky. I'm probably going to play Dark Energy as well, right? Really weird. that I have Delcatty, Magneton, Lapras, Absol, and I'm not taking like anything. I think I should take something away from someone. So it should probably be a Delcatty that I just deny. This would have been a bonkers pack for other people, though. It's just not our deck. I think the Absol would be the closest thing for us to actually make our deck, but I still don't think it makes the deck. Claydol up against Briny, so we'll take Briny and hope for the best. Probably will work. It's early enough in the pack. So now that we have Briny double VS Seeker, we can make some really cool plays with our Groudons, picking them up, cycling them. Because we have Dole. If I get second one, which we probably will, let's be honest, I can do some really good plays with Versus Seeker double Briny. Actually freaking massive. So now let's try to take our last Groudon. Any more Cess Crystals I'll welcome. Any more Brinies I'll welcome. I'd play 2 for sure. Even with double Versus Seeker. But yeah, deck's pretty complete now, I think. Which is nice. More Celios. Can't be a bad thing. Probably not going to play Jirachi in my deck. I won't play Umbreon, even though that's a really good card. I could stop someone from Curse Stoning me. How many Curse Stones are in the cube? 5. I'll have another one. It's probably just Celios. Don't know what I'm thinking about too much. I'm just thinking if Celios even makes the deck, but it probably does just because of Porygon 2 and Magcargo. We ended up on 1 Mentor, 1 Adventurer, 1 Scientist, 1 Farmer, and 2 Transceiver, which is about what I expected, to be honest. Maybe a little bit less than I'd have liked. I'd love a 3rd Transceiver. That would be great. But I already have the Conspirators to sort of fill the gaps of the Transceivers now.
I'm being bad. I'm being bad. Oh my god.
Ooh, more Transceivers. That's huge. Do I take extra Transceiver or extra Mentor in case I prize it? I guess I just take the extra Transceiver. I only need 1 admin, I think, because I have Versus Seekers. Plus, we're probably the aggro side of things. Let's see what supporters we have. Copycat, Celio, Farmer, Scientist, Mentor. Yeah, the Conspirators really fill that void of if I happen to prize Mentor. But I definitely play triple Transceiver because it just lets me always have Supporter in hand, basically. For Adventurer. 2 Brinies and Groudon. I guess I take a Brinies and hope for the best. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're definitely taking double Briny because it's a win condition. 2 Briny, 2 Versaseeker is just massive. I was super aggressive on Windstorms early, but it seems like other people aren't as aggressive as I am on them. Which is fine. I mean, I'll probably only play 2 Windstorms. I'm not going to play more.
Yes.
Yeah, Briney's absolutely nutty. It's going to help a lot. Another Conspirator. Or Scott. What stadiums are we at? Ruins. Probably just Conspirator. I really need to pee now as well. We're almost there. 8 picks to go. So I'm probably playing Desert Ruins, Windstorms, Warp Points, the 1 Cess, and then we're just playing Magcargo, Porygon. Two, 4, 6, 7, 8. There could still be a P2 that we take as well here. Would be pretty wild. Before we get back to our doll. It would be very fortunate if we get all 4 Groudons, because it would have to be not hate drafted at this point. Another Cess. Wow. Okay. I think my deck is super powerful now. Because with 2 Cess and a Castaway, I have pretty good odds now of just aggressively going Groudon before I even got my Team Magma Pokemon in play, because I turn off my own body. Which is huge. And it means I can be this aggro beatdown deck. And with my own Warp Points, with my own Windstorms, I can remove them when I have to then, you know, use my Camerupt, use my Claydol, use my Porygon. I'd have liked more Castaways, but I don't think I necessarily need them. But yeah, we've basically completed the deck. Everything we had in our head has worked. Now we just need to win 2 rounds of 3. We're basically playing standard Magma at this point. I've got all the pieces I want, really, for the deck. Just whether it's big enough, whether it's good enough, whether it does the thing enough. I've been talking about Castaway this whole time, so I'll take it.
I love this cube, but this has gone very poorly. I think I got specced on super hard.
Oh yeah, we'll both enjoy
All right.
I am too. I'm just like, I'm not scared because I have a good deck. I'm not competitive. Fuck. Like, please, let me show up.
Double Castaway. So I have really good access to Fluffy Berry and Cess, which is massive. I guess I just take Science Kid. He might make the deck even. I know I hate drafted a Delcatty from this pack, but the fact that it's wheeled, just like, sure, I'll take the freebie. The draft could have gone in a few different ways. I could have locked into Metagross early. Could have accepted Blaziken.
55 minutes from now.
But no complaints really about the cards we've ended up with.
Oh, you don't want to hear these options. You're about to be enraged.
There it is. Certainly take that.
Snowflake, fine dining.
Okay.
Now, if I want to drive, and go to like Wendy's. That's a hike though.
Wendy's the hike.
I'll deny the Curse Stone. I don't want to see it. I don't want to breathe it. I don't want to feel it. After our next 3-card pack, we'll see if we can get any Magma Piece back. Even if it's Zangoose, I'll be somewhat happy. I don't want to get cheesed by that card. Let's get rid of it. Alright, the last card that really matters before I sign off for today. Is it the dream, the complete dream, of being randomly hate drafted exactly late on? No, it's the complete dream. Okay. Lovely. Alright, there you go. Magma deck complete. Good luck. Have fun. See you next time. Cheers.